What I got today is some stuff that I bought at an auction. It was an online auction, and I bid on a few things, and I was outbid on a couple things that I really wanted, and I ended up with a couple things that, kind of marginally good. I didn't really pay a whole lot of money for this stuff, so we'll see what I got. Now, this motor I got for a reason, and I don't know if it's gonna pan out or not. I only gave $4 for it, so it may or may not be any good. We'll see what happens with that at some point. This toolbox has got a bunch of miscellaneous tools in it and other junk, and I paid $8 for this, so I don't really know what's in it. I know it's just got a bunch of mixed up tools, and I know some of them aren't any good, but there are some, a few decent things in there, so hopefully, I didn't get skunked too badly on this. Well, alright, well, this is pretty good. Now, this is a 12-inch proto adjustable wrench. That's pretty good. That's not bad. I mean, that's probably worth the $8 I spent on the toolbox. Not too bad there. Got a little pair of no-name nippers. I don't see a name on them anywhere. They may or may not be any good. Well, we've got a junky ass hammer here. Looks like it's made out of cast iron. The claws are broken off of it. So that's a piece of junk. Another pair of pliers, some sort. I don't see any name on them. They may or may not be any good. And I got a big box-in wrench. It says made USA on it, but I don't see a name on it. It's 13/16 and 7/8. It just says Ford Select Steel on it. There's no name. So maybe the one will show up and clean it up. Now here's another box-end wrench. I don't see a name on it either. It does say made USA on it, so I'm not sure who made that either. There's another box-end wrench that's broken, so that's going in the junk. It does say made USA on it. It's too bad it's broken. There's some junk in here. Piece of pipe. Looks like an ice scraper. We don't need that. Hotter than hell outside today. Another scraper, junk. Big chunk of aluminum made into a wedge. Not sure what's going on with that. Junk. A pair of slip joint pliers. They're not in very good shape. They may have a name on them. There's another pair of slip joint pliers. Someone's ground the end of them out. Altered them somewhat for some reason, so they're junk. There's another box-in wrench. 3/8, 7/16. Says made USA. It is in good shape. A 3/8 ratchet. It's not terribly good shape. Seems to work okay. Maybe it's okay. Another little wrench here says drop forged. Says made USA, 1/2 inch. A little crusty. I think it's 9/16 on the other end. Here's an old junky file. Looks like it says Nicholson on it. It might be alright. We'll see what happens. Now, look at this. This is probably about the biggest drift pin I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that's a, I used to be an iron worker, and that's a, These things, you generally use these things when you're putting up a building or something like that. That's a big one. Another boxed in wrench, 5/8, 11/16, says made in USA, but there's no name on it. Another pair of pliers that have been modified. Now maybe these aren't. I think these were bought this way. Look like they might be like, this says drop forwards on them. It kind of looks like these old pliers you use to take off these bands on the water hoses on a car, maybe. These things right here, these are 1/2 inch drive. Yeah, they're like the Allen wrench things here. And that one's a 1/4 inch. This one's a 1/4 inch also, and then this one, I'm not sure, yeah, I don't think that's a 1/4 inch, but these are Armstrong, so, yeah, these are actually made by Armstrong. They make pretty good stuff, so these things are probably okay. This little thing here is a piece of junk. It's bent, so that'll go in the trash. Another little wrench, says drop forwards, Taiwan. Yeah, there's not even any markings to tell you what size it is. Couple little keys, those are kind of neat. Keep the one, the other one looks like a trash. Yeah. I'm a worn out little screwdriver, wooden handle. Another little worn out one, wooden handle. It's some stubby screwdrivers. They're in okay shape, but they're cheapos. I mean, you can just tell by looking at them, they're cheap. I don't see any names on them. They might be like Stanley or something like that, maybe, but they're not in bad shape, so they're keepable, I guess. Another small wrench. I can't make out what it says on it. It's crusty. It needs cleaning up. Well, let's see what happens with that one. Yeah, I'm not sure what this thing's supposed to be. You know, it's a wrench on one end. Got this. Yeah, it must have been some sort of a specialty tool for something, but yeah, who knows anyway. There's a Stanley Phillips screwdriver. It's okay, I guess. Another little 7/16, 3/8. Says made in USA. Drop forwards, no name. And I've got an extension and a socket. Socket says Taiwan on it. The extension, it's a 3/8 extension. It does say made in USA on it. Oh, don't know who made it. I've got some sockets here. 1/4 inch, that one says Taiwan. 5/8 does say made in USA on it. And a little adapter here that says USA on it. Taiwan. 3/8. I think that one says Japan on it. 3/4 Taiwan. 11/16 Taiwan. So those are, I mean, whatever. Another big wedge of aluminum. I'm not sure what they were doing with the aluminum. There's another big wedge. I don't know if they were splitting wood or what they were doing with these things, but there's another one. A roll of electrical tape. Some kind of a real tiny little screwdriver. Yeah, I'm not sure what this thing's supposed to be. It's got a point on it. Just some sort of a prying instrument or whatever. Nothing really nice. There's a really damaged screwdriver, so we don't really need that thing anymore. Now here's a big screwdriver. I don't know who makes these. I've got another screwdriver that has this type of handle on it. I don't know who makes them. There's no markings on it or anything, but whatever. Some keys. Got the Taiwanese socket. Some old junky rope. I'll put this right in the trash. I don't really see any here. It's old and rotten. Another little piece of rope. That'll go in the trash also. Yeah. Kind of odd. A couple more little keys. I'm not sure what those would be for. They almost look like a type of key that you maybe wind up a clock with. Well, I'm not sure on that. But I'm going to hang on to them and see what happens with those. Bit of file. Sharpen the chainsaw. Got a couple of these pins here with the keepers on that probably came off the tractor that's sitting in the garage by this stuff. That about does it. Everything else in here is there's just some bolts, some screws, washer or two, some things like that. So it's just a bunch of junk. And you know, the toolbox itself is not any good. The latch is broken off of it on one side, so you can't keep it straight. I mean, I guess it would have, that proto. I mean, I guess this proto wrench really is about the only thing in there that's really any good. Like I said, I paid $8 for this box of stuff, and this wrench is probably the only thing that's worth it, worth anything in there. That's, these Armstrong things here. That's about the only thing that's in there that's worth the crap. So, yeah, kind of disappointing. I was hoping there maybe would have been a few nicer pieces of stuff in there, but this wrench is in pretty good shape. I'll clean it up, and I can always use another adjustable wrench. I actually don't have one this size, so you can't always get lucky at the auctions. And as far as the motor goes, I'm going to clean it up and see what happens with it. It may not be any good either, and I'll just end up, it'll end up going to the scrap yard if it doesn't work. So, but that's my big, exciting auction find. I'll see you next time.